What's up YouTube? For today's video, we're a full 100 base stat mythical Pokemon team. I have to say that a couple of times. This one is for Patreon. If you want your team down, you can check it out in the description of the video under the Patreon link. Lord Jafine, this one is for you. Hope I said your username right there too. Today's question is, what is your favorite mythical Pokemon? Leave below in the comment section of the video. Mine would have to be Jirachi because I love it so much, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Make sure you've hit that bell and selected all the notifications because if you missed the salt, it's not my fault. Now, I am doing a Twitch stream tomorrow. It's going to be really good, so make sure you're following there. Thank you to all the people who have already done that. Link is in the description. So, today's battles, we got 2 of them, and I'm using all mythical Pokemon, and I got some pretty funny sets here, people. So, this is a battle on my Discord. This was against Piccoloma, and we got a Toxapex lead. So I'm leading things off with my trusty Choice Scarf Final Gambit Victini. So this one's going to hit Toxapex and it ain't going to have sex after this. This has got Final Gambit, U-Turn, Trick, and Searing Shot. Now we got the Trick with the Choice Scarf to cripple any like support Pokemon. We got Final Gambit if we came across a Pokemon that I just didn't want to verse Toxapex, guys. I was not in a mood to verse that Pokemon, so I just downed it like turn 1. Right, so swapping in, we got another Manaphy, which is a physical Manaphy, which actually worked pretty nicely. So we got Liquidation on this set. You got to get things a little bit juicy, people. And we got Knockoff, U-Turn, and Bounce with a Fly Inium Z, Max Attack, and Max Speed. Oh, the Victini, that was Max Health and Max Speed, if you didn't guess that already. So we got Mimikyu, we're going to break its disguise there, and it's going to hold up a little scummy red card, and in comes my Celebi. Now, Celebi really can't do too much to this at all. This is quite a meme set. Well, no, I mean, I know that's not saying much, because most of my sets are memes, but this one's pretty memey. So we got on this one, it's a Perisong Trapper. Now, I really need the opponent to be like their last Pokemon left because I don't have a trapping move on Celebi. So what I'm going to do, since it's set up a Hone Claws, I want to cause this thing to at least swap, right? So it's going to go for a Hone Claws, and then it's going to hit me with a Shadow Claw. Now, Shadow Claw does a lot of damage to Celebi. I'm running a Max Health, Max Speed set, and I thought I might be able to, you know, if I can go for a couple of recovers of this thing, I might at least be able to cause a swap, you know, on the Mimikyu and do some nice damage with the Rocky Helmet. Like, that'd be better than nothing, right? That's what my thought process was anyway. So it's going to hit me with another Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is doing a lot of damage. It clearly doesn't have Shadow Sneak because obviously it would use that after the Shadow Claw as well and take out my Celebi. So go for another recovery. Really just trying to stall out that Perisong and at least get a swap and some damage against Mimikyu. That was my key goal here. The only problem is with Shadow Claw is it does have a chance of getting critical. And, of course, I get critical, baby, and down goes my Celebi. Oh, man, that sucks so much. I could have easily stole that out. Alright, so down with a Perish count on 1 on the Mimikyu. So I know Mimikyu's going to swap it, unless they stay in and go for, like, a ballsy Shadow Claw, but I don't think they're going to. So as I thought, Mimikyu is going to swap out there, and that's going to give me a free turn to set up on my physical little Hedgehog. Now, on this set, we've got Bullet Seed, Sword Dance, and that's pretty much my main strategy. I do have some other coverage moves like Zen Headbutt, and I've also got Giga Impact, but it really doesn't have the greatest sets on the physical side. So, of course, we've got Metagross coming in. Metagross is a very, very good counter to my Shaman set because nothing is going to hit it. Like all of the moves are, like, not very effective at all. So I thought, all right, it's got Meteor Match Right and Bullet Punch. That's probably the moves it's carrying. So I'm going to see if I can go for a Bullet Seed and try and flinch this. So we've got a King's Rock as the item. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're hoping for as many Bullet Seeds as possible. And if we get a flinch, that'll be really, really good too. I might be able to just get some good damage on this Metagross and get a flinch too. So I get a lot of Bullet Seeds off against the Metagross. That was like 40 Bullet Seeds there. 40 Bullet Seeds in its face. And now Metagross is going to go for the Meteor Mash. That does a lot of damage to my Shaman, almost taking me out. Now, I know there's going to be a Bullet Punch this turn. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to swap out that Shaman, and now I'm going to go back into Manaphy because I know I'm going to be able to resist that, and then I can go for a knockoff or a U-turn afterwards. So Metagross is going to go for that Bullet Punch there again, and I thought, okay, this is a good opportunity to go for the knockoff there with my Manaphy. I'm going to hit Metagross really hard with the Metagross. Guys, I'm going to hit Metagross really hard with the Metagross. Could you imagine that? Like hitting a Metagross with another Metagross. Anyway, so I'm going to hit by a big Golden Fist, and that does half health to my Manaphy and drops to the speed of Metagross for one stage. It's going to go for a Bullet Punch to get a little bit more damage, and damn son, that Metal Coat. I was scared of that Metal Coat all along, guys. So I can go for a U-turn, a knockoff, anything. Even I can go for like a Psychic move and take it out. So we're going to go for a U-turn, get a little bit of momentum, and Metagross is going to go down. Man, that was such a great counter for my Shaman. Like any still Pokemon, it was gone. I was thinking about going for like a natural gifts like set with like a Shukaberry. I thought that'd be kind of cool, but I didn't get around to doing it. So we got Mimikyu coming back in here. I thought, okay, let's go for another Bullet Punch. This thing doesn't have Shadow Sling. It would have used it like 69 years ago. So I'm gonna hit Mimikyu. with a critical hit, which is really good there. So like, okay, this actually gives me a really good chance to actually take the Mythical out and maybe like keep this little green hedgehog for another 10. However, I only hit it 3 times and now it's going to go for a play rough, which I kind of hope was going to miss. And Shaman is going to go down. So down goes Shaman. Shaman did okay. I guess did some pretty good damage to Metagross and allowed me to take it out. So now we're going to go back into Manaphy. Manaphy was actually the MVP in this battle. Like, it was actually surprisingly good, like, with a physical set run. All right, so we're going to go for the Liquidation, and Mimikyu is going to go down. Like, these Pokemon were no joke. Like, Mimikyu, Toxapex, like, Metagross, it was on, people. So now we've got the Ninetales coming out, so my, like, Spidey senses, were, you know, they were tingling a little bit. I thought, okay, freeze dry, guys, freeze dry. So the only Pokemon I thought would be a good swap into that right would be the Jirachi. Now, Jirachi is quite a fun set, and we got freeze dry incoming. Speaking of incoming, I've got a Doom Desire Jirachi set. Now, I have run this a couple of times. Let me explain what Doom Desire... Basically, just like, in layman's terms, Doom Desire is like Future Sight, right? It's just a Steel type move. So we've got Doom Desire, Protect, Wish, and Recycle. So it's a delayed sort of... Actually, have I done a delayed move before? Some hardcore fans will know if I've done that, like Future Sight and Doom Desire. I actually can't think of any other moves like specifically like that. Not like 2-turn moves, like the delayed moves. I don't think there's any more. I can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe I should do that one time. Anyway, so I've got my Doom Desire up against this Ninetales, and it's going to confuse me with Confuse Ray. Funny that. So I'm going to go for Protect there. Now, the good thing is I didn't get hit by another Dank Pulse, because I think Jirachi would have gone downtown to that one. It's going to hit me with a Dark Pulse, and it's going to hit by Protect, which is pretty good. And now Ninetales is going to hit by like a Doom Desire. Man, that did a lot of damage. That's like, not only is that 4 times super effective, that's 140 base power. So Ninetales, man, that would have taken out like an entire herd of like a lot of Ninetales. So now the next Pokemon coming in is the Silvally Ground, I believe. Now, Jirachi's going to get hopefully another Doom Desire against this thing, and it does, which is really good. So I know the next move is going to be like a multi-attack, and that's going to take Jirachi out. So we got that Doom Desire up again, which I'm estimating will do at least half to 3/4 health to the Silvally, depending on its EVs. I'm thinking it's probably going to be like max attack, max speed, so I'm looking towards, more the 3/4 damage mark. And Jirachi's going to go down. I don't think that critical hit mattered at all. So now I got my last Pokemon, which is my Mew. And this Mew set was actually, like, this is absolutely crazy. So first we're going to go for a block, the bit of handies with the Silvally. It's going to go for the X-Scissor here, and X-Scissor is super effective. Mew is fairly bulky, so let's go for what this Mew set was. So we got max special attack and max speed. It's just this general bulk, which is really nice. Like, this team, like, even if they're running, like, sweeping sets, like, since they all have, like, 100 base stats, they were very, very bulky, right? Also, another thing we're going to talk about is Celebi actually still a mythical Pokemon, right? Like, think about it, because you can get it. Like, is it actually that? I'm going to ask you guys in the comment section, what do you think about that? Anyway, so we're going to put this Silvally to sleep with Hypnosis, and this is a Mew from Pokemon Ranch, which is really cool that gets Hypnosis. So we've got the Dream Eater, Hypnosis, Block, and Trick. Now, my item is Ring Target, so if I come across a naughty, like, Dark-type Pokemon, I can trick them a Ring Target, I can block them in, put them to sleep with Hypnosis, and hit them with a Disrespect, so like Dream Eater, which is going to be really nice. Now, the good thing about Dream Eater, right, it actually restores my health, and it does some really whopping damage, 200 base power, and it's got 100% actually. All right, the last Pokemon is a Dragonite. Of course it is, and Hypnosis lands turn 1. Oh, man, if that missed, I was absolutely toast. All I've got left is my Manaphy. I'm not confident it's going to be able to definitely one-shot a Dragonite, and especially it's probably definitely going to have multi-scale. Like, that's the best ability to have on Dragonite, right? Okay, so first, I don't need to go for a block because it's the last Pokemon. I can go for the Dream Eater. So obviously it's not going to do very much damage the first go. I'm more interested in the second and probably the third go against the Dragonite. So Dragonite is going to remain sleeping while it's flying. Man, I need to learn how to fly and sleep at the same time. How do you do that? Anyway, so going for another Dream Eater. It does some really good damage to Dragonite. The next one is going to be like very, very close to actually taking it out. The only thing I'm worried is this thing does wake up and use Dragon Dance and goes on an outrage spree. I'm actually going to get spanked. So anyway, we're going to go for another Dream Eater. Dragonite remains asleep, and that is enough to take it out. Woo! So that was awesome. Like, Mew and Manaphy were the absolute MVPs at the end. Like, I couldn't believe that Mew hit those Hypnosis right when I needed it. Thank you for the battle, Piccoloma, and let's get on to the second one. Now, this was a interesting display of some of my Pokemon sets getting like hard counter. So I really hope you guys enjoy this one. So we got another freaking Metagross. I'm like, damn, I had like enough of Metagross in the first battle. This is a battle on my Discord. This was against Wolfram. And we got my Manaphy. So it's like, okay, let's go for a knockoff. Let's see what little item it's got there. Does some really good damage there to the Metagross. And it's got a Chesto Berry. So I'm like, okay, it's going to go to sleep. So that at least prevents them from going to sleep again. If they do go to sleep, they're going to have to be sleeping for 2 turns. I can't imagine them having like sleep talk. Well, they could have sleep talk, but you know, that's probably not the greatest idea because it's moved using up another move slot. So going for Liquidation, it's going to do Donkeys, and it's going to be a rollout Metagross. Now, I did do a rollout Mega Metagross suite, which is kind of similar, I guess, to this one. So once you use rollout, you're locked into using that move, right, and you can't swap or anything like that. In case, like, if it misses or something, you can do that too. All right, so Metagross has a nice, high base attack, and that's going to hit me really, really hard. So the next one, I'm going to have to take it out. I'm going to go for a Disrespect U-turn here and save Manaphy for maybe a little bit later on in the game. So down goes Metagross. That was actually a lot easier than the first Metagross. The other one was like no joke with like Meteor Mash, man. It was throwing those Meteors down at me. All right, so we're going to bring in Shaman now. The coast is clear for no Metagrosses around. And now we got a Ho-Oh coming in. So I was like, oh, man. I thought I was safe with the Metagross. And now we got the big fried turkey. So I can't really do much to this at all. Like, if it's got like any sort of like fire move, I'm going to get roasted, if you know what I mean. So go for the Sword Dance. I thought they probably won't like expect me to stay in, so I'm going to go for Sword Dance. And now they're going to go for Calm Mind. So I was like, okay, what special moves is this going to have? I thought the best possible move I could throw at this is Zen Headbutt or Giga Impact. I was thinking, I might only have like one move. Let's go for a flinch on Zen Headbutt. Then I'll throw out a big Giga Impact, right? So Zen Headbutt does pretty good damage and it's going to burn up. There's no way I'm going to live that one. So Ho-Oh is actually going to, it's going to change its type. And it's going to become pure flying type. And little Sonic the Hedgehog is going to be a little bit green. So we still got 4 other Pokemon remaining. I've got my Manaphy left still, and I got some leftovers recovery on that Ho. I've got to take this Ho-Oh out, man. This Ho can't stay on the field. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to have to go for the Final Gambit Choice Scarf. I really don't have any Pokemon that could possibly take this thing out. I could have Manaphy, but since it lost its since it's only a flying type now, you know, I've got to take that one out. So now, I actually did a typeless team too, which is pretty cool. Like with, I think I did it with Ho-Oh. If you haven't seen that one, you should check it out. Now the coast is clear. Let's swap in our Manaphy here, and we've got a Darkrai coming in. So I was like, okay, I could go for a U-turn against this thing. That should do some pretty good damage against Darkrai, depending on like how bulky it is, and it's pretty good. It's nearly a 2-hit KO, probably a 2-hit KO, depending on whether it's like min or max damage or what item it actually has. So now we're going to go into Celebi. So the best swap into ever to to Darkrai, and it's going to go for a Hypnosis. Now, I thought it might go for something like that, so as you guys know with Celebi, it's got the natural cure, so I can just swap it out, right, and it's obviously that sleep is going to go away. So Celebi's going to be, basically it's going to get dream of being like chopped up in a little onion soup, so it's got to swap out of there, and now we got the Mew coming in, so I thought, I've got a good plan here, guys. Remember I was telling you about that trick ring target? Let's do it. So, it's going to have a double scummy team there, so all I can do is trick it, and then hope, it'll actually land. So Trick is going to miss, and Hypnosis is going to miss too. You don't see that one happen too often. So, okay, that was kind of unlucky that I missed that Trick, but as you'll see the battle going on, it probably wasn't that unlucky. You get to see soon. All right, so we got Tapu Scum coming in here. This thing, countered me all day. Like, a lot of my strategies, with my Mew, it counted pretty much there too, and also my Celebi was pretty much counted too. So now I thought, okay, the only Pokemon I can really go into is Jirachi, since it's a Steel type, and with Tapu Koko, it's a very good special attacker, it's a very good physical attacker, it's got all the right moves. So fortunately, they're going to go for a Brave Bird there. I kind of found it a bit interesting they brought Koko in against my Celebi, so I was thinking about Brave Bird, and now it's going to go for a Protect. So it's like, okay, it's got Brave Bird and Protect. I'm guessing it's probably got Wild Charge here. That's its normal step. So I'm going to go for a Doom Desire. Doom Desire is pretty good. So that gives me a free turn, so they didn't attack me. Now I was thinking, okay, they might go for a Wild Charge this turn. Let's go for Protect. Let's stall that Doom Desire out a little bit longer, right? So now it's going to go for Wild Charge like I thought. The only other move I was wondering, what was the other move they had? It could be any kind of move. It could be another physical move. It could be anything, right? So now we got the Tapu Koko coming out, and we got the Empoleon coming. Now, Empoleon was such a big counter to my team. Looking at my team right now, there's not a Pokemon that can definitely, one-shot this at all. I'm going to need, to actually take this thing out with the Parasol. So Doom Desire is going to do nothing to that at all. Obviously, it's not very effective. And the electricity has actually finally disappeared from the field, so I can do something. So now I can go for a Parasong. What I was thinking, if I go for the Parasong right here, and then swap back into Mew, I can get that block on the right, because I haven't revealed that strategy, and it's actually setting up iron defenses. I thought, okay, maybe they'd be inclined to set up a couple more, against me. It's obviously going to be a very bulky Pokemon. If I can bury that with Parasong, that'd be very, very handy, right? And then I'll only have to deal with 3 other Pokemon. So now we're going to go back into Mew. I don't think they're going to predict what I'm doing because I haven't actually seen it. And now they're going to go, so they've gone for an Iron Defense and a Sword Dance. It's like, okay, Okay, this is really good, right? There's no way they're going to swap here. Like, I'm fine. And then they swapped. I'm like, what the heck? So, after an Iron Defense and a Sword Dance. So, what they thought, right, I got some feedback on why they swapped. They thought I was actually running a Choice Scarf set, and I was going to trick them a Choice Scarf. But, that's not how it worked. I was running a ring target. Anyway, so unfortunately, Tapu Scum's going to come back in, and I'm going to block it. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to do here? So, I've got to swap that. I don't want to lose my Mew just yet. And now we're going to go into Celebi. I thought they'd go for a Wild Charge here, expecting a Jirachi swap in. And I'm thinking that's probably what they thought, so that's why I bring in the Celebi. So I thought, okay, my best bet here is really to go for... I could go for just, like, let this Celebi go down to fodder from Brave Bird and Rocky Helmet. That's really my best bet here. I can't actually do much here. I can't swap Manaphy, and it's going to get, like, roasted by Wild Charge. Like, what can I do here? So Celebi is going to go down. It's going to finally turn into Onion Suit. Man, I had Onion Suit the other night. It's good. And Celebi is going to take some, like, Rocky Helmet damage and the Brave Bird damage, which is really, really nice there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to swap in... Manaphy. I'm going to put up a little dummy here. I thought, okay, I can swap in Manaphy, then I can quickly swap into Mew. Hopefully they'll go for a Wild Charge and KO themselves with the damage from Wild Charge. But they're going to go for Protect instead. I'm like, why are they going for Protect for? I was like, wondering why they're going for Protect. Like, what was their strategy with Protect? So now they're going to go for Protect again. It's like, okay, that's annoying. I couldn't do anything here at all, guys. All I've got is Dream Meter, so I could just go for Trick, which is not going to do anything anyway. And now finally the electricity's gone, so my Mew can do something. And here we go, guys. We got the Flyinium Z Brave Bird. Now, the other move they had on their Pokemon was Mirror Move. So I guess the strategy they were trying to use is Protect to see what move they're going to use and then go for Z Mirror Move. That was the strategy with the Tapu Koko. Obviously, there was no way I could have guessed that. I did find it funny, though. Like, something was telling me they had, like, some sort of strategy with the Protect, right? Okay, so I'm going to hit by the Flyinium Z Brave Bird there. And Hypnosis lands on the Tapu Koko, which is really good. Out of the electric terrain, that was, like, impossible for me to do anything at all. Like, this Mew relied totally on the opponent being asleep. And obviously, its ability really countered that. Now, this is where things got rather funny. So, we got Darkrai coming in. We both had Hypnosis. You guys seen that before. And Dream Maid is clearly not going to affect. So, really, I could only go for a Hypnosis against this thing to actually do anything. So I thought, okay, firstly, I've got to go for a Trick. So I finally give Darkrai that freaking ring target, like, and I had Bright Powder all along. So the funny thing is, right, the Trick lands against it, and the Hypnosis lands against me, but I just got Bright Powder. That doesn't seem fair. Anyway, so Mew's going to go to sleep, and Bad Dreams are going to kick in, and basically, I can't do anything. I really can't swap out. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to stay, and I'm going to go for Hypnosis and hope this thing actually hits right. And Dream Eater misses. I'm like, okay, that was really good. I get a little bit more Bad Dreams damage, but I'm still in the game, guys. I'm going to go for Hypnosis this time. I'm going to go for that scumbag, like, double sleep clause there, and it lands against the Darkrai, which is really good. So Darkrai finally gets put to sleep. Now, Darkrai spent its whole life putting things to sleep, so it actually felt good doing that, right? Okay, so Darkrai's asleep, and now I can go for a Dream Eater because it has actually got that ring target now, so all the immunities have actually been removed. And this Darkrai is, man, this is a bulky Darkrai, man. This is max health, max special defense. Like, judging on that damage straight away from that for sure. It's going to wake up, and it's going to hit me with a Hypnosis. It's like Hypnosis Dream Eater wars at the moment. It's quite funny. We had quite a similar set. The only thing about my set was I had to give it ring target, so, and it had that over me, and also had Bad Dreams, so it was doing like constant damage to me while I was asleep. Okay, so Mew unfortunately is going to be asleep again, and Darkrai is going to be able to go for a Disrespect Dream Eater, and that's going to land, and down goes my Mew. Now, I still have the Manaphy, and I still have the Jirachi. Now, I know Darkrai is not going to be as speedy as usual because, as I said before, judging on the damage from Dream Eater, it's got everything invested in health and special defense. That means my Manaphy can come in there, slide in real quick with that U-turn or liquidation, and, you know, take it out. It was definitely more special defensive orientated too. As you guys seen before, the damage from the previous U-turn for Manaphy did over half health, so I was confident I could take that out, even with liquidation. Okay, so now we got 3 Pokemon left. We got the Tapu Koko. Man, I was like, if this thing wakes up, your boy is toast, right? So obviously it's going to go for Wild Charge, and that's definitely going to take up my Manaphy, but it doesn't wake up, thank goodness, and I can go for any move and just take this thing out, or preferably liquidation and take it out. Don't want to go for U-turn, and Tapu Koko is going to go down. Man, that was a thorn in my side the whole battle, like, seriously. Okay. So we got Empoleon, you guys have seen that. The last Pokemon they had was Hitmonlee. So it's like, okay, I've got Flyinium Z Bounce. This will be good. And now we've got the Hitmonlee going for the Endure. So like, okay, this is bad. This has obviously got some sort of strategy. As soon as I seen Endure, I thought reversal. That's the only strategy they could be doing right. So now going for my scummy Z move here, and Manaphy is going to take flight. Man, actually, it's ready to take flight. Look at that face, guys. So it's going to go for the Z bounce. The good thing about using Z bounce is normally bounce is a 2-turn move, right? And it can actually miss. So using the Z move, you can use it once, and it's pretty powerful, and it gives you the opportunity to grass-type Pokemon and fighting-type Pokemon too. Okay, so obviously that was always going to take it out in one shot, and it's going to take it down to the Endure, and it's going to get a Leechy Berry. It's like, oh, this is not good. If this outspeeds me, and it's going to go for close combat. So that's my Manaphy down. Rip, rest in peace. I guess like that, with the Endure, it still gave him a +1, like a free +1 in attack too. So Manaphy's down. The only Pokemon I've got left is the Jirachi. Now, I've got to go for a Doom Design, and I've got to be able to stall out a +1 Hitmonlee. Like, Hitmonlee's attack is no joke, and it's going to go for a knockoff. I was like, that's going to hurt a lot. And Jirachi, well, Jirachi's gone. And that's pretty much it, people. I got completely counted in that second battle. Hope you enjoyed both these battles, and check out the bonus battle. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, hopefully for a Mega Pokemon Sweep. Peace.